What's up, y'all? It's Jam and Sam, and today we're going to continue restoring the Oracle. And I've been working on the effects, and I've come to find out it's used a special function of the SNES called it was a frequency modulation. But if you know anything about frequency modulation or FM, it's actually always done by using two waveforms, like two single cycle waveforms. But the SNES does it with two samples, which is made of many, many waveforms. So, and there is no real precedence in the modern music world for that. Nobody does that. So I had to find a way. I had to do some digging, and I found out that first of all, this is what's happening through most of the song. That's where there was all this distortion, what I mistook as a distortion, and some even in some cases for chorus. First of which is the bell at the beginning uses this instead of a pitch bend. That's why it wasn't showing up in Kuroneko. It uses a FM synthesis, and I found one plugin that can do this, called Phase Plant, and lucky for me, it has a trial run, so I have 10 days to get this right. But we'll get this right in one day. So let me load up Phase Plant, and let's see. So the bell in the beginning is sort of like a church bell, and I thought instead of a pitch bend, it uses FM synthesis to sort of make a pitch warble effect. So what I can do is I'm going to, let's see, I did another, I can remove these tubular bells because I don't need them anymore. And I can also remove these strings because those are also using frequency modulation, which we'll have to use samples for. Actually, even these strings I can remove too, because all of the strings use that frequency modulation effect. But let's start with the bell. Let's cut these notes. And I have the wave of the bell exported from Contact. So what I need to do now is just I loaded up Phase Plant, and then you put a sampler window. You can load up a sample in here. So I drag the sample in there, and I think it's at C by default. So what I then need to do is you can you can route the sample to an effect, to modulate an effect. And so that's how you get FM synthesis is a synth usually modulates the harmonics. But we're going to do this with a sample by having the sample go back into its own harmonics and modulate itself. Now, what I need to do is I need to put both of these waves here. It's a C sharp note. It's a C sharp octave, and if you notice, you get no sound, but you get this sort of high pitch effect, and that's because it's too heavy. When it gets too heavy, like if I start it here, it'll be good because. And I can make that louder too. Let's see. And I'm going to put that into the low bell thing. I could use a chorus on it actually. So let me send that to low bell. Yes. But I don't need that much chorus. I only need like a half. Yes, that's good. So now we have the frequency modulation effect, and for some reason, if you put it too high, it sort of stops. Like it just stops the whole sample. See, if you go, it sort of does some weird stuff. So the most you can go is like 17. And that's good enough. That basically creates the effect. Because if you go to the original, let's see. If I play back the original. It sounds pretty much like that. We have that same phase modulation, or that same frequency modulation effect happening. So now if we go to the song, so that's pretty good. There's a little bit more distortion than I intended, but I think that's because there's so much higher harmonics that are lost in the system that you can hear more distortion that you would have heard in the system anyway. We can try turning down the harmonic. Actually, I think this makes it better. Yeah, that if you turn it down a little bit, I just kind of have to mess with it. 12% works good. That sounds good. I like that. It just doesn't give you much of a shift, and I can try adding it also to the shift part, but then you lose the bass for some reason if you do it too much. And I can also try adding it to the actual pitch, like the... But I think that just distorts it without giving it any extra modulation. That pretty much creates the effect that we want. Yeah, that works. I like that. Okay, so now the next place this is used, I don't think this is used on the cymbal in the beginning, that warble. Watch. Oh, that might actually be used there. So the cymbal crash that comes in, yeah, it is happening here because, and you need, for the SNES, you need two channels to do this. One has to be the carrier signal and one has to be the modulator. Let's see. Keep in mind the game song does this 3 times, and the latter two are in lower octave. The game song actually does this way more than 3 times. I guarantee you that it does this way more than 3 times. The first time is in the bell, the second time is here, and then the third time is when they have another sweep, and it's on the gamelan bell, and it's like that distorted bell that we did before. And the fourth time it does this is on the bass strings. I can tell that it's modulated because it wasn't sounding right before. And the second time it does this is on the treble strings. I thought that was chorus, but it's actually frequency modulation again. No, that's the 5th time. The 6th and final time it does this, the 6th time it does this is with that glitch effect on the brass section. And the final time it does this is the choir, like the high-pitched choir. But we're getting way ahead of ourselves. Hello, Jammin' and Clan, and if everything's good, everything is good. We're trying to finish up this song, and I think we're getting there. What's up? Welcome, Mauro. And also, keep in mind that Kuroneko shows the wrong notes in the piano thing a lot of the time. Yeah, it does show a lot of the wrong notes, and I'm pretty sure that is because the sample is pitched differently, is not pitched at root note. So that's why the whole time I've been having to like kind of find the pitch myself, because the MIDI is incorrect and Kuroneko is sometimes incorrect. But for this particular wave, the tubular bells, it is correct. It is pitched at C. So that C sharp does work. Now, the cymbal, So I'm gonna call this church bell. Uh, why did my C not work? Church bell, and I'm gonna call this church bell as well. I'm talking specifically about the bell. Oh, it's modulated 3 times. Well, what do you mean 3 times? Because I see. Are you say like so? Are you saying that it is modulated? So I have two, because there's 4 channels dedicated to this bell. And what I thought it was that you have it once where the lower octave is modulating itself, and then you have it again where the upper octave modulates itself. So I don't know what that would mean, because right now I have it where it's playing 2 octaves and both of the times it modulates itself because it's happening in the same thing. Modulated 3 times. I don't know how. I'd have to know how. Let me know how it's modulated 3 times, because I don't know where it's like what the parameters are, because if it's modulated, if some of these notes are modulated into each other, like the lower octave modulates the top octave, I would have to go and split this and make it so that it's and make it so that the top one modulates. No. I would have to go and add the octave into here by going into the sampler and adding the bell again and setting the pitch at an octave higher, and then removing this. So now the first octave note is represented, and then it would have to be, I would have to set it to modulate also. Like I would have to set, in addition to modulating itself, this would have to like modulate this as well. So I would have to say that this modulates. Or I would have to say that not only does this modulate itself and this, but the 3 times, the only way I could guess that it being 3 times is that it would modulate itself. It would modulate the upper octave, and then the upper octave would modulate the lower octave. But I can't really, oh yeah, I can do it twice. And that's just that, all that does is make more distortion. Let's see. Channels 6, 7, and 8 have the pitch mod function turned on, which means they're all modulating the previous channel. Okay, so with that in mind, or being modulated, I'm not actually 100% sure how it all works. So the way it does work is that, it sounds like what you're saying is that because this thing has channels 5, 6, and 7, 5, 6, 7, and 8 going on the bell. The first two sound exactly the same. No, they don't sound exactly the same. The first one sounds like this, and it's so 5 and 6 are the lower octave, and 6, 7, and 8 are the higher octave. And so if I play this by itself, this is just a straight tone. It doesn't sound like it's being modulated at all. So this must be the carrier signal. This is the signal, and the rest of these are modulating the carrier signal. So that means that this would be the carrier signal, this lower octave. And let's see, if we have it right here, that means that let's remove this for now. This octave. So that means that the modulation comes from this thing modulating itself. But the modulation, if you look at the pitch is represented by this number right here, this DT. This is 1506 hertz, and this is 2091 hertz. So this one's slightly more, but it's not enough to make Kuroneko rise a note. So that means that it's the same note, but it's just a matter of synths. So what that means, what I have to do is add another sample and make this one slightly higher pitched and have this one modulate itself. And actually, let me, because I don't know how to remove these knobs, so let me just start all over again. So this one's there, and then you add another sampler channel. This will be the carrier signal, and how I make sure that this is a carrier signal is I take off the out. So now this sample is not gonna be going to the output. So it's essentially a muted channel. And so what we want to do is make this a carrier for the harmonics. And so this is going to modulate the harmonics. And we also want to slightly raise the pitch of the carrier signal. So, and I don't want to modulate it that much because it sounds like it's too distorted. Now, I'm not actually, so I think the harmonics is what we want, but we might also try doing a shift. And this knob is weird. It's not really going the direction that I'm going. So the shift, let me see what happens if I do this. So it just shifts it by hertz, I think, instead of by semitones. So I think the way it works is this is a note knob. This changes the pitch, and this changes the frequency. And these harmonics, let's see what happens if I raise these. And this is multiples. So this multiplies it among itself. The harmonic multiplies it by itself. So these all kind of do the change the pitch. And so if I go and I can kind of play with these by saying that, let's see, this carrier signal. Let me see what y'all are saying. Kuroneko has a setting where you can turn off pitch mod to hear how it sounds without. I know how it's going to sound without. It's going to sound, well, I can actually use that to kind of make sure that I'm getting the pitch right of the carrier signal. But I don't know what that option is because it's all in Japanese. So if you know what that option is, I would love to see it because I don't know how to turn that off. I don't have any options here. This is all just status. This is not something I can change. Yeah, I don't know how to turn it off. Let's see. Oh, wow. I have a 2x option. What? I don't know if you guys can see this. Oh, yeah, wow. It gets bigger. Well, that's a really cool thing for when I want, but it's too big for like to keep on the screen. So I'm just going to keep it off. But it's normal channel, but I don't really have any options here because I don't know how to turn that off, so I can't really use that unless I know how it turns off. But this, let's see, this carrier and mod signal, I can kind of try to play this channel by itself because I think this is the modulated. This has got to be like the mod. Okay, so this one's modulating this. And you hear when it does that shuffle. If you have headphones on, you can hear how it does that shuffle. And that's because with the at the end it does a little, you hear a little noise in there, and that's the vocal samples are starting to get into the modulation. So that's interesting. Now, so he's modulating it 3 times, with this being the carrier, and then there's 3 modulations going. So what I would have to do, let's see, is I would have this. I'm gonna try doing the frequency shift. Try doing that. And so what that means is that with this, it means that these two, the raw wave is playing at the same time, like without modulation. So that means the dry sound is playing on top of that. So I can actually give this and give it an out. So I want the wave to play once by itself. And to do that, let's see. I want to give one thing an out. Yes. And I also have some chorus going here, so I want to mute that. And I want to change the panning because he's doing some panning stuff here too. But he does change the volume. He does have the volume lower in the carrier signal than he does the modulator. But the modulator is definitely going out at the same, like the raw signal is going out at the same time. So let's see. Let me raise this a bit. And it sounds like there's too much. So I can hear the pitch warble effect happening. And I can kind of hear the speed. So he has it peaking at, like, the carrier signal peaks at the same time. Like it starts at the same loudness level, but it rapidly dips down to a lower volume. So I can kind of recreate that by doing that. And he's kind of doing like it's kind of like an old clock effect. You know how the clocks would have the chime, the dong, and I think that's what it is. It's not a church bell. It's those old, like, out of tune clocks that have that dissonance. And so I think that's what he's like. Let's see. Clock chime. I'm going to call this clock chime. And something that can be interesting to know, let's see. Do you see the little P at the right side over the piano? Let me see. That means that the note has pitch mod turned on. The P on the side. Oh yeah, this one right here. But I can't click it, so that means I guess I can't turn it off. But that's good to know when the pitch mod is happening. I still can't turn it off though. So let's see. But that sounds pretty close. Yeah, I can hear the effect is the same. So it sounds like one of those grandfather clocks. That's what he was going for. Also, something that can be interesting to know, the SNES treats the envelope volume directly to the channel volume. Pitch mod only really takes the envelope volume in count, while the channel volume is pretty much independent. Okay, so it only takes like the channel. So I don't know the difference though between the envelope volume. I don't know what is the envelope and the channel. Oh, this is the envelope and this is the channel. So this one right here is the envelope, I think. And this is this in the mixer is the channel volume, I think. So we've got that part right. Let's see what this part does. So if these are all modulate, so what I need to know is now if this is all modulating into each other or if it's just modulating into the carrier signal. So that means I need, let's see. That means I need to add another one. This one's going to be plus 12 semitones. So an octave up. And let's see, this one has the same envelope, as before. And then that means that if it's getting modulated 3 times, this one also has to be this one probably has to be modulating the carrier signal. So, and these are also the same pitch, so the pitch shouldn't change here. But it does sound, let's see. I'm going to change the panning as well. And so let me try the 4th time, but have the carrier signal also going into that level. I don't want it to be that heavy. Now this one is also supposed to be the same amount of semitones as difference as above, because if we go to... Oh, but because it's an octave, it shouldn't be the same. I think this is like a different frequency knob because it is the same. If it even is frequency. Let's see. I'm not actually sure that is frequency, but it seems to track as frequency because see, every time something goes down in pitch, it does change that. So I think that's a frequency knob. So this one has to be the same amount difference. This is plus 7 cents. So this one should be 12 semitones plus 7 cents. And this one can be like to the right a bit, panned. That sounds good. Yeah, you got the volumes right. Oh yeah, I forgot to put an envelope for this one. So that sounds right, to me, anyway. You don't know how to turn it off from... You don't turn it off from that screen. You have to open the Kuro Neko settings. Oh, that sucks, because all the Kuro Neko settings are in Japanese. So there's literally just... I just have some... You guys won't be able to see this, but I have no idea. It's all in Japanese. I can't see any of it. Oh, wait, here's some settings. Let's see. No change pitch, no mod pitch. Okay, so I have a setting that says no mod pitch. Let's see if that works. Yes, that does work. So, no mod pitch stops it from modulating the pitch. So as of right now, this is just it with like a chorus effect with the pitch. So now if I do the same in here, it should sound the same. So if I turn all these knobs off, all the way to 0, and Phase Plant doesn't really have a good UI knob handling. So it's hard to kind of get these to 0. So if I have all these at 0, it should sound the same. It does kind of sound the same. So now if I put these knobs back and I turn Kuro Neko back, let me see, I want this to be at like 12 each. And Phase Plant has a really bad handling of these knobs. And they're all modulating the carrier signal. So now it should sound exactly like this. The only other thing I could think that would make this better is maybe if they're all modulating each other and not like the carrier signals are all modulating each other, which I don't even know if that's possible. But let's give it a shot. So now the only thing that is modulating is this second sample is modulating the first one. So now if I set this one to modulate the carrier, the other carrier, I have to get this at 12% or else it's going to sound too distorted. 11.5 is good enough. And then if I set this one to modulate the third carrier, I mean, that sounds the same to me. I think it still just sounds like that still sounds great. I think that's fine. There is an English translation actually. Changing the language is a little confusing though. Yeah, I don't think I need to get into all that. So this sounds good to me. I'm gonna roll with that, and let's move on to the crash effect that comes in channels 3 and 4. So this one. Oh, you know what? The only thing that I couldn't do to make this better is what if they're not all coming out? What if I just disable these? No, that doesn't make it sound great at all. Wait, no, that's because there's another octave coming out. But what if I disable all the carrier signals? That sounds even better, actually. I think I like it better with all the carriers coming out, actually. And maybe I'll give it a little more dissonance. Because to make this like a sort of out of tune grandfather clock, I think that makes more sense. That's really good. All right, thank you for that, Joaquin. Thank you. That was a big help. So anyway, let's see. I don't need that chorus anymore because I think we've already effectively created a chorus using the carrier signals. The most I might do is mid-side EQ it later. So let's check out this crash effect. It's a really cool effect. So I'm gonna need to take another, let's see. So we want to go to the effect sweep, and I'm not gonna remove this yet because I don't know what's going on here. So let me just clone it, and I'm gonna go to phase plant. I'm gonna switch it to phase plant. Let me put this in my favorites since I'm going to be using it a lot for this song anyway. I go to continue, I go to sampler, and then I go to the crash loop. And I'm going to go to, let's see, what settings do I have here? I have it sustaining with a little bit of release. And then I have it, what am I doing in my, oh yeah, I'm pitch sweeping this. So I need to have a pitch sweep here, and I can do that within, let's see, because are both of these doing, are both the carrier and the, yeah, both the carrier and the modulator are sweeping, and so that means that it's a whole, it's a global effect, regardless of the modulation. So that means that I can just cut the pitch automation here and paste it to phase plant. But that also means I need to change the pitch bend range, and a lot of VST synthesizers you'll find has a pitch bend range that you need to change if you want to do anything with it. So, and I think this is like, this is 700, wait, is it an octave? I think it's an octave. It's a little over an octave. It's actually, wow, it's like 3700 cents, which means it's 37 semitones. So this has to go to 37 semitones, and I'm going to set the pitch bend range in FL Studio to 37. So that should do it. So now if I take this note, oh, but it also, oh, no, I don't need that effect over there, so. So if I cut this, and now let me compare this. Because I did give this, oh yeah, I gave it a higher, let's see, I changed the cents. So the fine tuning is 27 cents. So that means I need to go here and do 27. And then the semitones is, I'm going negative 24 because it's going 2 octaves up. And the cents is only, let's see, 26. But that's weird. Oh wait, no, that's because I have the and I want this to be louder, so let me see. 150. Maybe not louder. Okay, and now I want to modulate it. So let me, and this time I don't need another sample. I just need to modulate it into itself. Unless the pitches are the same, are different at every given moment. But in Kuro Neko, both the pitches of these sounds are exactly the same. So there's no change in the pitch happening. So that means it's just modulating itself. So, and if I, but it is louder. See, one of these is panned to the left, I think. No, wait, this is the, hold on, that's wrong. That was the bell. So these pitches are exactly the same and the volume is the same. So I just need to modulate it into itself. So let me go and take this and put it right into here. Let's see how that goes. Yes. Nice. And the other thing that he does here is he also gives it some attack, so he has it fade in. I think it's way longer of a fade in than that, though. Oh, he has it fade in. I remember now. He has it fade in, but it, like, for a second, but then it fades out. But it doesn't get to go all the way, though. Okay, so it takes a little longer to fade in. Yes. Yes. And so this is going to get a little louder. Let's see. Nice. Nice. And is it really that short? Yeah, it is that short. Okay, so the next time that this happens is, let's see. Okay, so this is interesting. You have, what's happening here is you have a different sample modulate. So you have the gamelan bell modulating the FX sweep here. So, and what this sounds like without the effect, here I can turn on no podge. So, let's see. So you just have the gamelan bell sweeping down really fast. And then you just have so the first thing I need to do is I've already created this effect with the crash. And you can hear it here if I cut out the gamelan bell. Wait. Let me see if I did that right. Let's see. I think it takes longer to sweep down. Let me loop that part so it just plays that part. And is that the right pitch that it goes down to? And I don't think the transient sounds like that. I think the transient sounds shorter. And now, so that's right. And now I'm gonna have to put this into phase plant, but I have I have to have the transient and the loop as one sound. So let me see if I can go and loop the regular crash sound without having it be like a whole thing. Yeah, that sounds good. Let me see if that matches the sound. Because let me see what it's doing in the game, like what the sample looks like in the game. That's about what it does. Let's see. Wait, it plays lower. And it's really, he's kind of like distorted the, he's pretty much distorted the transient, I think. So let's try. Okay, so that's good. Now if I save this as crash 2 or crash with loop, I can then import this into phase plant. And I can go, let's see. So let me add another phase plant. And this I'm going to move up to where my crashes are. And let me name this one real quick. Let's see. FX sweep. Sweep 1. And then FX sweep 2. So this next one, I want the crash, and I just want to recreate what I had going here. And I'm going to add the crash sample. If I can rebuild the browser, then it should show up. So now I just need to recreate what I have here. And I can do that by, let me see, going to, so the range that I need is from E to D, the next D. So it's an octave and 2 notes. So that's 20, that's 14. So the pitch bend range needs to be 14 in phase plant and in the wrapper. And so now I set this to 14 and it's going down about right here. So 2.5 beats it takes to go down. So then I just need to go, let's see, I need to go down here. Control I to insert. And then I need to sweep it from, see, starting from bar 4 here, from bar 3 here. I need to sweep it back up from its endpoint. So and let me do this. And I want these to be 0, so there's no confusion. Oh, I ruined it. Hold on, let me undo that. So let me go to none. Okay, that sounds good. And it's also got vibrato on it, so I want to replicate that. And so that means I need to put an LFO and have it be pretty fast, because it's a pretty fast vibrato. And then use it to modulate the synths. You do like 15. Nice. So now I just need to have this modulate itself. No, not modulate itself. I need the gamelan bell. And the only problem with that is it needs to be a full sample. So it can't be like, so, and this is, the gamelan bell is made of 2 samples. So I'm going to have to record them both together. So if I go to the gamelan, and let me just try to get a full, what sample, what note is this recorded at in the game? Let's find out. Wait. Bell. So I need to find that note and then record that. I think it's a C. Yeah. So if I go to I'm going to go to a throwaway channel and go. So I'm going to do that and go to my bell. That should give me enough time. So first of all, I also want to make sure that this is loud enough to fill up a sample. And it's not loud enough. Let me go. There we go. So now go to Edison and record this. Oh, I need space between that one. So let me go and make it. Stop that and then record a new one. Nice. Okay, trim the side noise and save this as gamelan bell. So now we have a single sample to use as the carrier in phase plant. And so I want to get this sounding good by itself. Hold on. Oh yeah, FX sweep 2. So I want to load up a sampler here. And let me go grab my gamelan bell. And let's see. So now I just need to recreate that sound, like the sound of the raw gamelan bell. So let me go. And I have it mapped out here in the. I can delete this now. I have it mapped out here in the FX sweep. It's being made using the bell effects here. If I remove the distortion, let's see. Let's see. Oh wait, I can delete this. I'll just mute it for now. So now let me put this on loop and see if it stacks up against the bell. Let's see. I think it needs to be a G sharp. Let's see. And it needs to start at, what does it start at? It needs to start at A sharp. No. It's gotta be a little lower than that. But there should be a glockenspiel component to this as well. But so I don't need to do all that. I'm just gonna remove that and I'm gonna do it within phase plant. So let me take the out on this off and then let's see. Oh, but it's easier to do well, I can just do the sweep in there. Let's see. So it's got a 14 range and that should be all I need. Because it starts, yeah, it's exactly 14 semitones range. So, the only thing is this one's, I can't use I have to use a filter sweep within phase plant. So I have to go and take an envelope. Let's see. And then modulate the pitch with that. So if I go modulate the pitch to -14, and the knobs in phase plant don't work very well. That's basically 14 right there. So and so now with that being mapped there, I just need to make it go down. Oh, but it's going the other way for oh, because I have it in the negative, I need it in the positive. Oh, I think the knob is just going right to left instead of up and down. That's why it's not working. Cool. So now if I play this, but this is all going to be played at the same note, so it has to track. So let's see, what note is this going to be played at? The crash. E5. Let's make sure of that. So for this to be, let's see. Yeah, that's right. So it has to be played at E5. So we have to test it by playing that E5 note. Wait, why is it not playing the gamelan bell? Hold on. I have the gamelan bell being sent to out. Let's see. Oh wait, that's because... No, it's... Oh wait, I put that in the first one. Never mind. So that means that I was playing the first FX sweep, not the other one. So let me go back to that one. So that's not right. Let's see. That sounds right. And let me compare that to the one I have over here. Well, let me just compare it to the one that it's in and that is in the game. It needs to be a little bit lower pitched. And I can raise the velocity of that. You loop that. And there's a dip in volume, so let me go try to correct that with a volume envelope. But I can't do that because it starts at... Okay, wait, well, I can... No, I can't. I want it to be all the same pretty much, so I might have to modify the sample. Oh god. Let me try saving that over. Delete that and then put it back into phase plant. That sounds a lot better. Okay, now let me measure it one more time. And it needs to be even lower, actually. That's a little bit too low. Let me correct the pitch. Wait, that's the gamelan. Maybe it's the C sharp without the synth correction. Yeah, that sounds right. No, that's okay. Maybe it's like negative something. Maybe it's negative 50. That sounds right. But it's easy. It's better if we put it to C and then go up 20. Oops. Nice. And there's some attack right there. It's not as strong. Let's see. Nice. And I think it's a little bit shorter, the sweep. Oh, this is why it's not stacking up. It's not quite stacking up. We'll correct that. So let's see the gamelan bell now. So now the gamelan bell is going to sweep 2 because it has that. So the pitch sweep has to be not here, but it has to be within phase plant as well, like the pitch sweep of the crash. So let me go ahead and figure that out. So let me add another envelope. And so let me take this all the way down, but it's going to be like, let's see, this much. And let me go use it to modulate the pitch, and that's going to be plus 14. And then let me go ahead and loop this so I can get the pitch right, the envelope right. Nice, that's right. And let me take it down a little more. Okay, so it is a natural pitch. Nice. Okay, so that's pretty much perfect. So now with the gamelan, let's see, let's turn this back to normal pitch. Wait a minute, did that ruin? Because it had it at the knob was lower, so. Ah. And this, I hate the way this knob works. There we go. So now let's try the gamelan bell. So now let's test that against the games bell. I think that's the right pitch right there. That's it. Now the sample has a natural tremolo because of the loop point. So we have, and that tremolo is going to influence the sound. So we want to introduce that manually by using a LFO on the volume. So let's go to that and do, okay, so level. Let's do like that. That's good. There we go. And I don't think it has to be that intense. Yeah, that's good. He's a little slower though. Okay, that's good. Now, so these two are both the same. So now we've got it without the modulation. So if we play them both back together. So now we can go ahead and modulate the gamelan into the harmonics of the trash, and then that'll create distortion that way. And then somehow that doesn't sound similar though. Let's turn the pitch. So this should mean, let's see. Nice. And why is it playing from the loop here? Why is the samples, put the sample start over here? Ah. Now the distortion here, it starts to sort of so it sort of starts that way and then gets more intense. So maybe I can modulate the volume of the crash. And the gamelan bill, let's see, in the game, it's like, is it louder? Like, does it have, what are the levels in the game? Like, let's see, in the game sample, I should say. Oh, in the samples, in the levels are pretty even in the game sample. So I think what's influencing it is this sample has a pretty inconsistent volume. So if I go to let's see, maybe if I do like that, nah. And I don't even need it to be that. I can also just loop this. Whoops. Let me see how short I can actually make this. Because the shorter it is, the more like consistent it can be. But I think that should be fine. Let me save this as gamelan 2. So I don't want to lose that one. Actually, if I do, it's kind of, I would just have to record it again because I kind of want to record it again. So let's see if that's good. That sounds pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, I like the way that sounds. That sounds good. Nice. And I think the pitch of the crash should be a little lower. That sounds good. I like that. And the gamelan isn't even running out of pitch yet. So I can make that even more consistent, really. There we go. That should be perfect right there. Oh, it's too short. Oops. Let me see if I can... No, I can't. Oh, damn, that sucks. So let me go... I'm gonna have to recreate that again. Let me delete this. Get the bell. And this time, let me go more true to the pitch that is being played. So let me go to, what is the, let's see, the pitch here is, and then let me go into the glockenspiel. Oh wow, they're pitched wrong. What? So let's see. I think that pitch sounds better. So if I go... But that sounds like maybe the wrong octave. Yes. Yes. Wait, these are supposed to have both octaves. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. Oh yeah, I see. But then I'm raising this too high. Let's see. And I want to actually change the loop point, because this is a bad loop point. It's all the way up here. When the actual loop point is down here, so maybe I can do like that. There we go. Oh wait, I have it on, for some reason I made a different octave here. But I didn't, let's see. I need to change the root note of this one. Nice. And now I can lower this one drastically. So now I can go and create a better sample. Let's see. And I think the variation comes from this sample here being like too like, yes. Because the glockenspiel, okay, so there's still a difference in pitch here, unless that's because I have it at the wrong note. Let's see. No, I have them at the right notes. There's just a difference in pitch. Let me see, because the glockenspiel always, I mean, the bell always gives me trouble with the pitch, with the tuner. Let me see if the tuner on the glockenspiel gives me the right tune. So let me shift this up a bit to match. It's like 5 cents off. Nice. Oh, there's the delay in there. That's kind of, that was messing me up a bit. What's that pop in there, though? Oh, that happens from us modifying the gamelan bell. Yeah. Let's crossfade it a little bit, maybe. There we go. Oh, but that's still out of tune. Maybe it's the gamelan bell out of tune. Oh, okay. So the gamelan bell was out of tune. So I originally had it right then, but it was the wrong octave. So this now, that sounds so much better. So now we can record this sample. And we just loop this part. So let's trim it down to here. Loop this. Trim the side noise. Can loop, let's see, this part right here is fine. Let me find a loop point here. Let's see. It's like the smallest point. I don't think that's going to work like that. I'm just going to leave it unlooped because it's not essential that it loops. It's just essential that the volume stays the same. So what I can then do, because it's still a little, the volumes are still a little inconsistent. So what I can do is go and take it again and also do that effect again. And then save as the gamelan. So let's see, got that. Can remove this. And now this might have been a different pitch. I don't really remember if I changed that, but. So let me see. Can delete this. Now, wait, no, not that. Although, why does that sound like that now? There we go. Oh, this was number 2. But this one I want to be the same pitch too. So this one needs to come down. Yes. So now going back to the FX sweep, I can go to this and then loop this again. And let's see what I have to rework the pitch for this one. And I think I have to loop this without closing the window. Now let me remind myself what pitch this is playing at. With no pitch mod. Wait, is that the tubular bell? Hold on. No, wait, that's the tubular bell, but that's playing at the beginning. There it is. That's the right pitch. Okay, and I don't even know if, do I even need that volume modulation? Because I think it already has a natural. Oh, it does, but it's not fast enough. It's not the right speed. Hold on. There you go. That's the right pitch. So now if I use the, like, Karma, oh, I see it's already going. I just need to use the out. But it sounds like the modulation is affecting. So it sounds like the modulation is affecting both the wait. So the modulation is definitely affecting this one. So maybe the modulation only affects the ones with the pitch mod on it. So maybe the modulation is coming from the coming from the other direction. Maybe it's coming from the crash to the bell. So if I turn that knob off and go to this, take it the other direction. That sounds similar. And I think the reason it sounds different is because there's so much more higher harmonics than there is in the game. Because you can hear the kind of the same effect in the lower portion of this. We're just going to need to massively EQ that in post. And so, but I think that effect works. So with that being said, let's go and I'm going to give this its own mixer track. So filter sweep 2, and then no, this was already created. This is already put in bell effects, so I can just use that. I don't need this. So bell effects here. And I think the tremolo doesn't even affect that really. Oh wait, because I had it turned off still. Hold on. Wait, no, that's just that knob that's not affecting it. The tremolo, however, is still affecting it. There we go. Now it sounds much more like the game. And I'm not sure I want that much modulation for it. Let's see. Let's see. Oh wait, it's the other way around now. Let's see. I think it might be too much. Yes. So I can remove this Edison and the tuner now. Okay, so that effect is good. Now the filter sweep is, and the filter sweep is already, no, the FX sweep is already going into its its respective effect. Let's see, which is 6. Yeah, FX sweep and then bell FX. So those both have respective mixer tracks. Now the next effect right here. Let's see, I think... Now there's no effects here. So... See... Oh, this actually isn't a pitch mod effect. This is just chorus. Oh wait, I have the pitch mod turned off. Never mind. But it could be. Oh, it actually isn't a pitch mod effect. So those are just straight chorus, like this part here. Let's see, strings. I don't know why this is not taking effect. Why can't I hear the strings? So contact is not working for some reason. Okay, so contact is taking output. It's just that because I removed the strings. That's right. So I need to bring those back. I made too much progress to go back, but let's see. Let me just drag it in again. Wait, did I just remove a choir shout? I think I did, yeah. Let me undo that. I can't undo that, so let me go and just replace that, see if that works. Now, where is my choir shout? Here we go. Now this, I'm just gonna have to bring it back. It should be the same thing. It's just that I have to remove this envelope. Oh, I also have to bring the pitch back. Let's see. Oh wait, but this one was less. This one was like 1. But just now that I notice it, the note length is affecting it in some places. So I want to lengthen those. All right, that should be good. Oh wait, this one. And this one. Oh, and I can't forget about the panning on this. Let's see. Yes. Perfect. Okay, now getting back to the first thing we accidentally undid. Let's see. The strings. I have to drag that to a different space now, and this should be What was their original? Let's see. What was the original place they were placed at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now if I go back to the strings, now if they're mysteriously part of the, oh wait, the glockenspiel, wait, hold on. I think it automatically placed it in the right place because I didn't notice that that was the, okay, so it automatically placed the strings at 6. And so now I had 2 strings here, and those will automatically be placed at 7, I believe. No, they'll be placed at 9. And they need to be quieter because I remember I took them down. Now this sounds pretty similar, except for the chorus effect. I also need an envelope on both of them, which I might have still, yeah, I think that's the right envelope. Yes. Nice. So both these are sweeping, I have sweep panning. So I probably put them in the mod, which I made a strings channel for. Let's see. I made an output for. And I need to, oh wait, I need to put the chorus stronger. I think the chorus just needs to be stronger on it. Because the pitch just needs to be kind of greater between them. Currently, it only gives me 5 milliseconds of depth. That'll do for now. Oh, look, here we go. Wet only. There we go. I can do wet only, makes it so much better. That gives me a much stronger effect. That works a lot better. And I want it to be more detuned, but I don't think it works like that. Let's see. So one thing I can do is change the pitch of the 2 strings patches. And the top one, let's see. The first one is less than the bottom one, so let me track this one down. And this, I think, is what I did before, but I forgot about. Let's see. Let me raise the volume of this. Yes, that's so much better. Okay, so that sounds so much more like it. I think it's even more detuned. Nice. And now, with that being said, the chorus effect should give us even more of a wishy-washy effect. But we can kind of approximate that. I think it might even be more. Maybe a little less. Nice. I like how it kind of moves in and out like that. That's cool. Okay, so that works. Now let's see, what's next? Okay, so we also have the that string part, which isn't. Oh wait, I have no mod pitch turned off. So we aren't actually using. Oh, I have to do there's a pan effect on those strings. So there's a pan effect on those strings. I wonder if I did that on the automation, but the automation is gone now. Let's see. Ah, here we go. So now I just have to remap that. You see, it says not assigned now. So I just have to remap that to the strings. Wait, I did it to the wrong place. Hold on. Nice. And there's another one that was removed. That was because I think that might have been the shouts. So this one says nothing, and I think that was just the panning for the panning for the shouts. No, the tuning for the shouts. Let's see where this is used. If I'm not mistaken, it should be used in the shouts. No? Okay, that's still a cool effect. Let me find, let's see. Ah, here we go, the low bell. Okay, so I was using that in the low bell, but that happened whenever I removed when I removed the tubular bell from there. So that's fine. So now what do we do next? So I want to make sure that this is also a chorus effect. But it's not, there's no pitch mod on this one. I thought there would be pitch mod, but it turns out it's just the difference in sample, like in the samples that were used from the patch. So let's see, string bass, which is currently not showing up, and that's because I had removed my string bass as well. So let me add that back in. So that is now at 13, and that should play. Wait, what channel is being played here? 14. Oh yeah, because I had the tubular bells going there. So which would be the next logical patch to play? Let's see, 9, 10, 11. 11 is not being taken. Wait. Oh, I see, it went to 10. Yeah, 10 was the first free one, so it naturally went there. So change that to 10. Oh, that actually sounds really good. I like that note. And now I have to send that to my string bass channel for the outs. So let's see. Yes. I don't want to cut that many frequencies though. Nice, so that works. Now, what else are we doing? Okay, and then there's that stuff. But there's one more effects that I like, effect sweep that I forgot, that I haven't found. Let's see. It's this one. Wait, this third one. Oh, that's the one. That one plays in this section, I think. Hold on. And that one can stay like that because that's not a pitch mod effect. And I think we did, let's see, we can remove these notes. And we did some messing around with this instrument, so it makes sense that it changed its sound. It doesn't sound right anymore. I think. I think it's too low. Let's see. Let me move this. And we still have some kind of distortion effect in here. Let's see. What is this? Okay, so I can remove the saturation knob. And this. Oh, the glitch, yeah. I can remove all of this because I'm not going to use any of it. I might keep the Panomatic though. But I think I covered that in the citrus patch too, so I don't need it. So this effect right here. The effect sweep. I don't need all that bass. Yes. And I think that fixes it pretty much. Let me kind of loop this. And I can also put this transient. I want the transient to be higher because I think it is in the game. But let me try using the sample that I made that had the transient in it, because I think that one might work better in this instance. Like, and then I wouldn't need the transient. I think that one works better, yeah. Yeah, I don't need that. Let's see. I'm gonna call this FX Sweep 3. But because of how similar it is to the first one, I think it can just go in the same mixer track for now, at least, as the first FX Sweep, which it already is, so that's good. Nice. Okay, so that's good. Now, in this section, the other thing that I noticed that is pitch modulated is the choir. As you can see, it has the P right there. So I can tell this is the pitch modulated signal. So let me go and look at the bell again with that in mind. Now that I know that the one with the lower one is the modulated signal. So what this means that that means that they're all modulating each other. Or no, one is modulating the other. Like they're all modulating each other. No, because this one is the only raw signal. So these are the only modulated signals. That means that for the clock chime, instead of modulating this one, like instead of these modulating that, this one is modulating the others. So that means that this modulates this and this and this, and that these modulate nothing. They're just being modulated. Let's see how that sounds. I think that sounds even better, actually. It's a little loud, though. Yeah, it sounds good to me. I mean, it sounded good before, but if that sounds, at least that's more accurate to the system as far as I know. So now we have to modulate the pitch, the choir. And so let me just make sure that I get them right without the pitch mod effect. So here's the pitch mod off. So if I go to the choir, let's see, and just loop this effect, loop this bar, I can solo it with that. Let's see, I can't solo it because they're all coming from the same channel. Let's see. But that doesn't even matter because now what I need to do, well, I can solo it to find the right note. Let's see. If I just mute out these, it should work. That is way too loud, first of all. Let's see how that stacks up. It needs a little bit of attack. It's still way too loud. Oh, that's because I had the velocity all the way up. Wait. No, it's not. That's how it normally is. That's how it normally is. So, why is this always okay? Why would you do that? Just let me resize the window. Jesus. Okay, so and this is still way too loud. Let me turn that down. So that channel sounds right. So that effect sounds good. And then the other one is... So the other one is just a straight note. With vibrato. So it does have vibrato on it. A slow one too. And this one has vibrato too, actually. So they both have vibrato. Okay, so... So now that means that now that I have that mapped out, and that is similar, let me unmute this. So now I need to be able to modulate this together in phase plant. And so, let's see, what I need to do is... so I'm going to need to have vibrato that's mapped to both of these. And then I'm going to have to like just pitch bend this one. So that shouldn't be too hard. So let me replace this with phase plant, and this is going to be, let's see, G sharp to A, and then just A sharp. So it's like going up from a major second, going up to a minor second, with the root note being F sharp. Okay. So if I replace this with phase plant, let me save this first just in case I need to go back. If I replace this with phase plant, put in 2 samplers, make them each the choir, and I'm going to disable this one for now. And so this is going to be my riser, and it already maps the root note as F sharp 5, so that's good. So I need an envelope that raises the pitch slightly. So let me go, what is it, like a second? I'll start with that. And turn it up to, let's see, +1. I think I can only do +120, which is not a huge deal. The smallest increment I have is +120. Okay, but now why do I have, oh, because I have 2 notes in there, that's why. So I'm going to need to make this a G sharp. And let me just loop this little bar. Okay, so that tracks to... Oh, but it has to be an octave up. So the root note is actually F sharp 6. No, F sharp 4. Nice. And that is the perfect length envelope, I think. So now for the volume envelope, I just need a little bit of attack and some decay. I think that should work. I think it should be a little bit slower though. Nice. So now the vibrato, for that I need an LFO, and then I go to the plus, and then I go, let's see, let's try to take it up like 15 cents. Whoa. Oh, my bad, that's 15 like notes. Let's see. Wow, this is weird. So I need a really small increment here. Maybe it would be easier to do it, like maybe if I do shift, sometimes shift can give you a different function. No, maybe control? Oh, maybe alt? No. But 24 is good. I accidentally landed on 24, so. That sounds good. There we go. Nice, I like that. Okay, so now the lower layer, I just need to enable, and I'm gonna enable this one and disable this one. So I need to also have that same amount of attack, that same volume envelope entirely actually. 4.22 seconds. And I need to set the root note to F4. But I want it to be plus two semitones. So now what I want to do is I need no volume envelope on this. So I think it's just pretty much like that. I just need the pitch, the LFO, which I need to try to get. Maybe that alt was doing something. No, it wasn't. I can't do a small increment like that. Try shift. Oh, shift I think does it. Yeah, shift gives me a smaller, finer increments. Yeah. And I think that worked. And I think oh yeah, the LFO was slower. Yeah, it's kind of like a spooky lo-fi pitch warble effect. So that matches them without the pitch modulation. I think I can do even less attack. But they do need to be quieter. So let me turn that down. Oh wait. Oh, wait, it's not loud. It's just that I still have that, the limiter loudness up there. That's why everything was so loud. All right, so that didn't matter much. Let me check the effect sweep as well. Yeah, so that is too quiet now. That ought to do. So now, let's see. Oh, I think I lowered the low bell too. Yeah, I took down that. And that should be all I did besides that. So let's see, we have our choir sound. Let me just loop this bar. And then I can actually turn this up as well. So now this first one has to modulate this second one. So if I go to the plus and then I go, wait, no, not that one. Plus and then go down to this one, modulate the harmonics a little bit, and then that ought to work. Let's see. I turn no pitch mod off. Nice. Ooh, that sounds really cool. And the only reason it sounds like different in the SNES is because the shorter loop points. So the shorter loop points makes it sound a little more warbly. Let's see. It makes it sound a little bit more vibration, like there's a little bit more vibrations. Whereas here it's a little smoother because it doesn't have the loop point. It doesn't have a short loop point. But that's really cool though. I like that effect. So this is like choir effects. And my C button key isn't working always, so let's see, choir effects. And so now the only thing the one that we have left, that is the big one, the brass effects. So this one, I can play it without the mod, and I actually put together a citrus patch of this. But now that I have the no mod, I can go through it. Let's see. So we have, this is the brass pad, the brass sample. And so what I did was I created a citrus patch where I took those single cycle waveforms from, let me see if I have it. Oh, I have to go into the browser and pick it out. I called it the Oracle Brass. The Oracle Glitch Effects, yeah. So I took the single cycle waveform from the game. Because the loop point that plays whenever you have the brass sample, there is almost a single cycle loop point. And this actually creates, let's see. Actually, this is created by, it's not a perfect loop point, and that's why you see how there's like double, if you play it, there is like almost the note happening at a lower octave, so that's because of the imperfect loop point. And so what I would want to then do for that is, because I have the single cycle waveform, but it's too perfect, because if we go here, I would have to go to phase plant again. Because if it was a perfect loop point, I could just do it in Citrus, because Citrus works in single cycle waveforms. But since this is like a cycle and a half, I kind of have to go to phase plant. And let's see. So go to phase plant. And now the loop point that's being created here, if I look at it in the audio editor, trim it down to here. See, it's not quite completing a cycle. It has some silence here. So if I remove this, it sounds a little bit different, but if it makes the pitch a little bit better. That's because it's creating, see, the wave is going like this, and then it doesn't complete its cycle, because this right here is cut off in this point, like in this part. So we have this little dip right here, but this part is not being expressed in this half. So we have this, and then this should be at the end of here. So it's an incomplete waveform. And because it's being cut off, that's how it sounds like that. That's why you get these bleeds. Because if we played it with just this one cycle, it would be a much more wholesome tone. And this is what I had created in Citrus. But because we have this sample like this, we then have to recreate that by going to the brass sample, and I made a brass sample made from the same note that that is in the game. So now I just have to go and find that single cycle within. I don't have to find the exact one, but I do have to find a similar one. So what I can do is go and look at the game's sample and try to see exactly what. It was a little longer. Oh wait, why would, what the, this thing is stupid, man. It just replaced one of my recordings, like for no reason other than that I moved the mouse. Okay, so I can undo that. That's fine. That doesn't matter. At least they made it fixable. But anytime I move the mouse, it starts moving this sample somewhere, and I don't want it to do that. So what happens is, this sample is that long, so I can pretty much safely say that the waveform that I need is somewhere around here. And if I zoom in on this waveform that they have in the game, I can see that it's pretty, well, it's not really that similar. Let me try zooming in and try to find a similar waveform. I think this would be, this area would be what I'm looking for. So, yeah, I can see like the dip right here. So if I go and just deselect this. I think that what I'm looking for, and it changes the waveform kind of being that it has this, but I don't think it quite matters which part of it I take. I think I can take from like right here if I want to. But the point is I just have to take one of these waveforms and cut off the second half. So I just have to cut off a little bit, like this part right here. I can probably just cut this part off. I want this effect right here. I want it to be like a half a note creeping up on it. So yes, like that. Sorry for your ears, but that's what we gotta do. So now see, it kind of has that same, well, it's creeping up a little less. It's a little bit more complete than that. So yes, see, it's an almost complete waveform, but it's not quite completing 2 cycles. And I think, let's see. Whoops. Okay, so that's pretty much what we want. That ought to do what we need. But then I just normalize this and make it a loop point. Well, actually, I can actually, let's see. Oh, I trimmed it all the way down. That's right. Let me go to that sample and then try to trim this down. I think it doesn't matter which one I use. I can just go down to it and trim this sample and try to loop the end of this so that it's single. Nice. I think that'll work. So if I make that the loop point, and then I put there, and then I drop this. Let me save this as, let's see, where is my brass sample? It was SC55 brass. And then I'm going to make this called trim. I'm going to save over the trim. So with that being said, I can then remove this, and into phase plant, I can go and drop this brass trim in there. Wait. Create a sampler, drop this brass trim in there. Oh, but that doesn't work. So I just have to trim it down to the loop point, actually. So now I want to emulate this, the effect here. And it goes up a major fifth. So it pitch bends upward. Let me put an envelope on that. That's about 2 bars. And so now this goes, I need this to go +7. Now let me see about the range of that, or the note that's being hit. Nice. Okay, so that works. We've got that. Okay, so we got that effect, and then you have another layer here that is doing its own thing. You have like 3 layers here. And so if I trim that to the loop point, and I disable this one for now. Now let's see what this other layer is doing. Wait, was this the first channel? Ah. Oh, you had 2 channels here because you have a carrier and a modulator doing the same thing. Okay, so this one is having a crazy vibrato kind of effect. And it's also having that same pitch bend. So for this one, we just drag the same pitch modulator. And then we also do an LFO. And I'm going to drag that LFO to the pitch as well. And this is spanning, how big is this one? Let's see. It looks like it spans like 3 notes. So. Okay, so that sounds right. Wait. Not right. Needs to be even faster. Let's see if that tracks. Okay, that sounds better. Might even be something different. It's like a bigger pitch. Yeah. That sounds good. And maybe the curve might be different. But let me make sure that the length is right. Let's see. Whoops. That was the old one I tried to make. Let's see. Make sure it's hitting that E. Oh, wait, maybe it might be this pitch. Yes, okay. And so now the other one is... I think it needs to be more of a... Let's see. Yeah, I need more of those. Yeah, I need it more like right there. So that ought to do it. Now I just have to replace these two waves. Let me see if I think now that is definitely too much of the LFO. There we go. And it does have a pan LFO on it too. Nice. And so the panning LFO on this one is, let's see, it's a lot slower than the other one. So, and it's slower than this even. So this is going to go to the pan knob of this one. It's going to go all the way. But the panning knob, let's see, I need it to be... Because it starts, let's see. Oh, it goes from, so it's 50%. And it goes from, let's see, oh, I have it at 200%, wow. And I want the phase to be, I want it to start at the end. And then it ends at, where does it end? How far does it get? It barely starts going in the other, gets back to zero crossing and starts going in the other direction. So it has to be a little slower. Okay, so that's fast enough. And now the whole thing is very quiet, so let me raise it up. Nice. And so now, the other component to this so it also pans and it plays a B note. So I would make another sampler, this bass trim it down to the loop note. Mute out these two. And I think this would go up an octave. And I think this is an indication of what they all are because they all would be at relatively the same pitch. So I just have to raise this up. Yeah, that's the right pitch. Now there's also some attack to this, but I think there's some attack to the whole thing. Yeah, there's some attack to all of them. So maybe like 100 cents? Or no, 100 milliseconds? Okay, that sounds right. And the only thing different, there's a lot of bass missing in there, but I can go put that back in post. What I do want to start doing is, let's see. I want to start modulating these because one of these is the carrier signal, but they're all modulated together, I think. And if I take off the so these are all modulating something. I don't know what they're modulating. I can't find out. But I know that they're all they might be all modulating one another or all modulating an original, but they're all modulating something. So maybe let's do like a line. Let's do like a downward line where each of them are modulating each other. We have a whole bunch of sine artifacts going. That's pretty much the effect we want. And it's a little messier in the, it's more distorted in the system, which means that maybe it leads me to think that they're doing more, like it's a harder distortion. Maybe I need more synths, more percent. Oh, also something needs to be modulating this one because it's saying that there is modulation happening on this one. So maybe the last one is just modulating the first one. I don't know. And this is going to go to the glitch mixer track. So I can then delete this and call this glitch effects. And I want to boost the lows. And low pass all of this. But it low passes it too much, so I want to do pretty parametric EQ, do a low pass, and take off high quality mode. But I want a sharper hit on it. Let's see. Let me try 50 milliseconds. And I don't want all these artifacts at the bottom. I think because this is a more complicated synth engine where it's able to produce more of these artifacts that the SNES can't. So maybe that's why there's so much more stuff going on in the low end. So let me do low shelf here and just it's not having that choppiness, that rhythmic movement that I need. It does have some of those artifacts in there, I can hear them. And if I remove the attack, I can hear that. I can hear that more sharpness. Let me just mess with some of these parameters. Let me see. Oh, I can go a little bit harder with these because they don't have a long sample like that. I want to hear how this should individually sound. Not quite. Let me kind of see what is happening here. Because there's a choppiness that I can't get from that. It's something to do with that pitch warble. The pitch warble one is like going to the wrong place or something. Maybe let's see. Maybe the pitch warbled one has to be going to this one. Yes, there's that effect that I need. Yeah, that's much better. So now I know. First, let me remove some of these. I need to take this one by one. Like remove all these. Okay, I already did that. Need to also stop this from modulating that. Nice. And if I solo that without the pitch bends. But it should have been that fast. It was this fast. Like. So. So now something has to be modulating this second one. That sounds good. I like the way that first one sounds. Let's see. And I don't know if we still need that bass. Let's see. Yeah, we still need it. It might also, I wonder if it would be better if we didn't have such a short loop point. Try that. I think I just messed it up. Nice. Oh, that actually sounds better. I don't know about that. Let me go and put this sample in again and then go and send it back where it was. Yes. So that's pretty good. I like that. Versus. So now this second one. So now let's say that this second one is being modulated by, if we continue the pattern of this one modulating that one, then this third one would modulate this one right here. So which we've already done. So let's try that. Wait, no, I don't think we did do that. Hold on. I think we modulated the first one with that. One thing I could also try is instead of modulating the harmonics, try modulating one of these other knobs because they might offer a different scale of frequency modulation. So let me go to this one and do shift instead. I like that. It gives me a little more choppiness. Let me try doing, no, I don't want to do synths. I want to do like the hertz values more or less. So I'll just stick with this one. Now let me try that shift for the other modulator, for the first modulator instead of that one. So let me try that. That one is not working well. So maybe we better stick to harmonics with that one. Oh, so it's still not sounding the same. Maybe because that happened. Maybe it sounds different now when something else is modifying this one. Let me try taking that off. Oh wait, that's two things modulating this one. That one sounds really good when you have that one modulating it, but let me see what happens when I introduce the other frequencies to this one. So this one modulating that one. It sounds like it's cumulative, like it adds on to the effect. Yes. See, now as I'm playing with the knobs and making them less, it's a cumulative effect. So the more I add to this one, the more it compounds. So I just have to keep it subtle, and then let the cumulative effect come in. Nice. Let me see. I want to say that third modulator is coming into this, the second one, and creating that effect. It's just kind of a screaming effect. And it sounds like a lower pitch, too. But it's getting there. And then if we combine these two, it does kind of mess it up when you're combining this much, but let's see. Let me see if I turn these down, if it makes the overall effect more desirable. Yes. There we go. Okay, now it's getting there. So let me see. So now I have a choice between which to modify this one. It's either going to be, let's see. This one, let's try this one first. Or it'll be this one. Let me see which one. Let me solo this one and see which one gives it more an effect. So it's kind of like a downward pushing effect. And this one, I think it's this one because this one is giving more of the down pushing effect. And now if we put them all together, yes. Yes, there we go. So that works. That is really good. Now I just need the panning effect on that last one. Let me see what that's all about. So that one is interesting. Let me put the no mod pitch so that it's not as annoying. And that's just kind of a weird, it's not, almost not even, it's almost kind of drawn, like a, so it's kind of, it's going to the left, starting from the middle and going to the left at first. And so I want to just put a new LFO. And start it from also this, and let me map it to the pan. Let's see. So let me go 100%. Actually, it's really only 50% because it doesn't go all the way. And then the panning is, let me look at that again. So it goes kind of from center to 25% to back, and then back to 0, and then I think it's got to go it's got to go the other way. Got to be slower. That's good enough. That's close enough for that effect. So now the whole thing, I think he just kind of wants it to be a little bit stereo dynamic. So now with that whole thing taking effect on, it's like, and I think because he has two channels going at once, that makes me think kind of these should be lower level. So if I turn the no mod pitch off and then I go back to that level, go back to that part. So those two, this first one has an attack on it. That means, so that should do like that. That's what that says to me. Ooh, that's really taking shape. Check that one more time. It's just not as sharp as I would like. Maybe these need no attack because they do start pretty abruptly. Yes. Let's see what happens if I... Oh wait, this is... There we go. That makes it even better. Nice. I think we can make it even stronger still. It's just a little bit clearer on the system. Let's see. I think it's just it might be something, or it might be because the sample has a stronger fundamental in the song, like in the game. It might be a difference of the frequencies making it different. Let's see. Because this one has this way and the game sounds like this versus I think it's just because this one in the game there's a bigger difference between the frequencies. So if I go to the audio editor and I trim it, let's see. Hold on, let me zoom in closer. That ought to do it a little better. Let me loop that and then trim it down to that. And I'm going to use that as the trim since the rest of the sample isn't really working very well. And this, oh, I could actually also make it louder. Maybe that would make it more clear, like normalizing it. Let's see. So go to brass trim. And then I'm going to drag all these samples back in. Wait, this is my recordings. That doesn't make it very good. Let's see. Ah, but it comes in clear if I lessen the amounts. Nice, so that comes through much clearer. Thanks for Super Metroid song, Norfair. You're welcome. Glad you enjoy it. Now this comes in so much clearer when I have the because it really puts like when you have a single cycle waveform like that, it really puts emphasis on the frequencies of that single cycle waveform. So that's good. I can turn this down a bit because it's very loud. That's much better. And I think the pitch was also more accurately this way. No, it works better as 20. And the only reason there's more of a hit here is because there's the transient in the game. Oh, there's not really that much of a transient. I just think the transient sounds a little different. Okay, so that should complete the effect. And the transient also does make a difference because it gives it more of a screamy quality. That sounds close enough. I think that sounds good. How long have we been at this? 3 hours and 27 seconds. So we're almost done. That pretty much concludes, I think, what we have, like all the instruments and stuff. So let's hear it in the full mix. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to try to get the levels right before we mix because everything's got to balance out before we get into that. So this is like a low snare. This is like snare 2. Whoops, I hit the caps lock. Why does it keep on... So this was... Strings need to be louder. these strings are late, are coming in late because I think it's because of the sample attack. You give this 50 milliseconds of pre-delay. Let me see. Let me see. I want to make sure that those gamelons weren't pitch modulated. No, they weren't. They were just on top of each other. But I think those strings can be, like, have too short of an attack. So let me go and lengthen it a bit. Like 475. Oops. Nice. Wow. Nice. Okay. Got $5 from Mauro. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. So, long and good work. Take a break to coffee/juice, dude. P.S. Awesome job as always. Thank you. I've got my water for now, but tea is coming later. I had tea this morning, and I think I'm good. I'll take tea after this. Definitely gonna take a break after this song, though. Actually, might take a break soon because this next song is gonna be pretty easy. I'm on kind of crunch time to finish this because I want to get this done. But the next one's gonna be a conclusion, which is pretty simple. So I might take a break just to refresh my mind, but I want to sort of balance this out. I want to listen to this one more time and then we'll take a break because I'm going to balance this out, make sure they're balanced, and then I'm going to take in like an hour break and then come back when my mind is refreshed and sort of like I can familiarize myself with the source material and then come back and sort of mix it all again. And then we'll do like the final, like the actual mixing because there's a lot of stuff to mix here, but I want to get it as good sounding now with the levels. I want to get the levels right. So let's work on that. So I did a little mixing on my speakers, and so just to get a different perspective. But I think it's pretty solid for at first glance, the levels at least. But we're gonna have to do a lot of work on mixing all these instruments. So yeah, that one's gonna be head. I do want to loop it first before I go. So it starts over right here with a break, and then I just go. If I just go over that again. But it starts without the intro here. It starts at the main swing of it when it starts over again. So without the vocal shouts. Da, 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 da. So it's like it should be like. That's right, right? Or does the choir end? I think the choir, or does the choir keep going? I thought it ended. Yeah, it does end. Everything ends, but I think we have that choir note in that choir intro again. I mean, no, the shout intro. Okay, so let me check on that. Let me check on that loop. Let's see. Let me check chat. Nice. Your songs make me relax at afternoon while I play games or even read a book at evening. Well, I'm glad I'm glad they relax you, man. It's good to know. Thanks for letting me know. Glad you enjoy them. So let's see what we got going on in the loop. So it loops like this. So so it's like the other, I think it's the other ending. So it's like this one right here. No, not that one. It's this one right here. Oh, and then there's that, I forgot to put the glitch in there. So this will go up above here. Cool. And then let's see. There should be a 4-4. Let's see. 4-4 is, there's a 4-4 here. And I think it's going half bars here, so it's like 3-4 right here. So here's pretty solidly 4-4, but then it switches to like 3-4. Nice. Okay, so that works, and now the ending, let's see. That'll do. I like that. Nice. That works. Good ending. With very, very little to do. Nothing to change. All right, y'all. So that'll do it for now. I'm going to come back to this and go ahead and I'm going to take a break for like an hour and then go eat and all that and come back and mix everything when I've refreshed myself. So I'm going to be back here in an hour and then we'll finish this. And once we're finished with this, we'll do a conclusion. It shouldn't take long because it's only literally just a choir and it's like 30 seconds long. So we should be able to do 2 today, and then in the morning, both of these should be on YouTube tomorrow. So I'll probably be doing these well into the night, and then in the morning, these will be on YouTube and stuff. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in an hour. Jam and Sam out.